Hello students, happy morning. Here in today's class, let me see how to solve the multiple choice questions in Unit 1 Electrostatics. In our previous class, we discussed about the important expressions in Unit 1. Using that expression, here let me solve the multiple choice questions. Okay, let me go for the first question. Two identical point charges of magnitude minus q are fixed as shown in the figure given below. A third charge plus q is placed midway between the 2 point charges at the point P. Suppose this charge plus q is displaced a small distance from the point P in the directions indicated by the arrows. In which directions will plus q be stable with respect to the displacement? Okay, here it is an easy one. I will explain through the diagram. See, here there are two charges that are identical charges minus q are displaced at a distance. At the midway between these 2 point charges there is a point P. At that point we are placing a charge plus q. Okay, here some arrowheads are there. If suppose the charge moves towards A1 or A2 or B1 or B2, okay, in which directions will the charge will be stable? Okay, we need to know what is stable. Okay, stable means if suppose I move an object from A to B, okay, I move the object, this one is an object from A to B, but the object come back to A again. Okay, that is known as stable. Here they are asking if suppose the point charge plus q move towards A1 or A2 or B1 or B2, in which directions the charge plus q will be stable. That means in which direction it will move at that instant, it will come back to the original position P. Okay, so here if suppose I move the charge plus q towards this minus q at the direction A1, okay, then if suppose I put the charge at the point A1, then this distance will be more, this distance will be less, so it will be attract towards this minus q. It never come back to the point P. Okay, so it is not a stable position. Then if suppose I move towards the direction A2, for that case also it will move towards minus q. Okay, it also not a stable one. If suppose this plus q charge move towards B1, okay, if suppose I place the charge here, okay, then there will be a force in this direction. Okay, here this force will be split up into two components. One is horizontal component, other one is vertical component. Okay, for this case also it will be split up into two components. One is horizontal component, other one is vertical component. These two horizontal components are cancel each other, but this vertical component pulls the charge at the point P. Okay, it come to the original position. That means a stable position. Okay, so it is similar for that case B2 also. So at the direction B1 and B2, the charge moves, it will come back to the original position. So answer is B1 and B2. So the option is B. Okay, B is a correct option. Then our second question, which charge configuration produce a uniform electric field? Okay, it is a concept based question. Let me see how to solve this. Here the options are given: point charge, uniformly charged infinite line, uniformly charged infinite plane, uniformly charged spherical shell. Okay, for which configuration the electric field will be uniform? That is a question. It is an easy one. Question number 2. Suppose the first option is point charge. Okay, for the point charge we know the electric field due to a point charge, that is E is equal to K Q by R square. It is the charge of this point charge. Okay, if distance increases, then electric field decreases. Okay, we know very well, because electric field is inversely proportional to R square, because it produces radial electric field like this. So this is not a correct answer. It produces non-uniform electric field. Okay, so it is not a correct answer. Then our next option is uniformly charged infinite line. Okay, uniformly charged infinite line. Suppose you consider like a wire. This also produce radial electric field. Okay, this will come outwards to the paper and into the paper also. It also produce radial electric field. Okay, we know E is equal to, for this case, 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught lambda by R. Here also radius increases, electric field decreases. It also not a correct answer. Okay, then the third one, that is uniformly charged infinite plane. Okay, uniformly charged infinite plane. For this case, it produces electric field like this. We know E is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught. This is the expression for electric field produced due to a infinite charged plane. Okay, here in this case, this electric field depends on surface charge density and permittivity of free space. Okay, so it does not vary with the distance. Here it produces uniform electric field. It is a correct answer. Okay, then the last option is nothing but a spherical shell. We know for a spherical shell, it is a spherical shell. The charges are accumulated on the surface of the shell. It also produces a radial electric field, because it is considered as a point charge. It also is not a correct answer. Okay, so the answer is infinite plane sheet. Okay, so the option is, I think, C. Option is C. Okay, then question number 3, what is the ratio of the charges Q1 by Q2 for the following electric field line pattern? Okay, here they are given two charges. Here I think Q1 is a which charge? It is a negative charge. That's why electric field lines are going into the charge. Here Q2 is a positive charge. That's why electric field lines are going away from the charge. Okay, here they are asking the ratio of Q1 by Q2. Okay, we know Gauss law. Gauss law states, it relates the flux and the charge. Phi is equal to Q by epsilon naught. Okay, here epsilon naught is a permittivity of free space. It is a constant. Then phi is proportional to Q. If charge increases, flux increases. Flux means number of electric field lines. Okay, here we can consider this one as, that is equal to phi 1 by phi 2. It is a simple one. Okay, we know phi 1 is a flux due to the charge Q1. Flux means number of electric field lines. Okay, here we can count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Phi 1 is 11. Then what about phi 2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Phi 2 is 25. Then we know that is 11 by 25. So the option is D. D is a correct option. Okay, D is a correct option. That is 11 by 25. Okay, then question number 4, it is a mathematical one. Let me see how to solve this. An electric dipole is placed at an alignment angle of 30 degree with an electric field of 2 into 10 power 5 Newton Coulomb power minus 1. It experiences a torque equal to 8 Newton meter. The charge on the dipole, if the dipole length is 1 centimeter is. Here it is a easy one. Here they are given a electric field value in that electric field we are placing a electric dipole at an angle 30 degree with that electric field. Okay, it experiences a torque, that also given. The charge of the dipole, if the dipole length is 1 centimeter, is they are asking the charge of the dipole. Okay, dipole length also given. Okay, let me see how to solve this. The given datas. Okay, first one is theta. Theta is an angle between the electric field and the dipole moment. Okay, theta is equal to 30 degree. The next electric field, E is equal to 2 into 10 power of 5 Newton Coulomb power minus 1. Okay, then the torque value also given, tau is equal to 8 Newton meter. The next dipole length. Dipole length means that is 2a. Okay, not a, it is a 2a. 2a is equal to 1 centimeter. Here the question is, in the electric field E, we are placing a dipole at an angle 30 degree. Okay, it experiences a torque, tau is equal to 8 Newton meter. Then what is the charge of the dipole? Okay, it is a easy one. We know the torque experienced by the dipole when it is placed in a uniform electric field is tau is equal to P E sin theta. Okay, it is the value of the torque experienced by the dipole when it is placed in a electric field. Okay, then we know dipole moment P is equal to Q into 2a. Q is a charge of the dipole, 2a is a dipole length. Okay, then substitute in the above expression, then tau is equal to Q 2a E sin theta. We need the value of Q alone, then Q is equal to tau by 2a E sin theta. Substitute the given values, then tau torque value is 8 Newton meter, then divided by 2a is a dipole length, that is 1 centimeter. Okay, convert into meter, then 1 into 10 power of minus 2 meter. Then electric field, that is 2 into 10 power of 5. Then sin 30, sin 0 0, sin 30 1 by 2. Here we put 1 by 2. Then 2 going to cancel. After solving this, we get Q is equal to 8 into 10 power of minus 2 became 10 power of 2, minus 5 became 10 power of, plus 5 became minus 5. Okay, where the unit of charge is coulomb. Then solve this, we get Q is equal to 8 into 10 power of minus 3 coulomb. Okay, again solve this, we get 8 millicoulomb. 8 millicoulomb is answer. Option B is the correct answer. Okay, then question number 5. 4 Gaussian surface are given below with charges inside each Gaussian surface. Rank the electric flux though each Gaussian surface in increasing order. Okay, here they are given 4 Gaussian surface. Okay, each Gaussian surface having some amount of charges. They are asking the rank of electric fluxes. Okay, you have to give the order for the flux in that imaginary Gaussian surface. Okay, we know according to Gauss law, the flux phi is equal to, according to Gauss law, the flux phi is equal to Q by epsilon naught. Okay, here epsilon naught is constant, then flux is depends on the amount of the charge inside that Gaussian surface. Okay, for the case, first of all I consider for a flux for A, that is equal to charge inside the Gaussian surface A is plus 2q minus q plus q. Then by applying the property of additive nature, then I get plus 2q, then minus q, then plus q. After solving this we get plus 2q. Okay, then flux for phi b, that is equal to, here it is a b, inside this Gaussian surface there are two charges, plus 2q and minus q, then plus 2q minus q, then we get plus q. Then for c, phi c is equal to, inside c there is two charges, one is plus q, one is minus q. Okay, then adding this we get 0. And the last one is d, inside the Gaussian surface d there is only one charge, that is minus q. Then phi d is equal to minus q. The answer is minus q. Okay, here it is for A it is greater flux, for B it is greater less than compared to A, and C is 0, then D is a negative value. Okay, so we can arrange it as phi A is greater than phi B, that is greater than phi C, that is greater than phi D. Okay, you have to arrange in, the options are in increasing or decreasing order. Let me see, if suppose it is rearranged as D is less than C, that is less than B, that is less than A. Okay, we can arrange like this also, then it is a correct option. Option A is a correct one. Okay.